Hello, love warriors, and welcome back to another video. It's been a while, guys, I know, but you guys know how it is. I answer these questions when I get them and when I feel inspired and when all the pieces come together. So it is what it is. I have found topics that I want to talk about for the next about 22 weeks. So there should be more consistent videos. Should be. How are you guys doing? How are you guys feeling? I hope you guys are doing well into the new year. It is winter, as we know. The real new year is April 1st, which I have my new programs. I have been transforming my programs, guys. They're going from more one-on-one to group-based programs so that I can handle more clients and so that the experience is more supportive for you as well. But there will also be one-on-one coaching that is connected to each of these programs. So I will be revealing these programs in March. The 16-day program will be in March, and the 1-year program and the four-month program will be in April. So that's to come. So DM me if you have more information. I will have a one-on-one program with just one person that is 5 days. That will be the I can't remember what I named it right now, but it will be a small 5-day program that you can have whenever. That will be $150 for the week, and you'll get personalized coaching one-on-one with me every day for 5 days. So that's the only one where it's exclusively one-on-one. Yeah. All right. So for those of you that are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Jess Flo. I am a love alchemy coach, and what do we do here? We transmute our fear, we transmute our relational blocks, and we transmute our confusion into power so that we can live our desired reality, so that we can actually go out there and be the embodiment of our legacy, okay? So let's get into it. As you guys can see through the title of this video, it's always love, it's always healing, it's always growth. It's always self-led love, okay? So these questions that I'm going to be going through are my question for you guys. These are things that I ask you when we're coaching. These are things that I ask you in TikTok. These are things I ask when you have some sort of interaction with me, and we're going to go through them in this video. So let's get into it. Question number 1. What old protective conditioning is getting activated? So when you feel like you've been healed and you're now like, why is it so hard to date? Why is it so hard to find love? Why is it so hard after all that I've been healing, after all that I've been become aware of, after all that I've worked on? Why is it hard, right? And there's still certain, I want you guys to see it like this, right? Between 0 to 7, that's when you're absorbing information. That's when you give meaning to everything that you have been going through in those 7 years, everything that you've been learning, everything that you've been imitating, everything that you have grown accustomed to in your daily life as a child is now going to have a meaning attached to it, right? And from 7 to 14, that meaning is going to grow and expand into creating your identity, creating your reality within, right? That inner voice. And so there's certain dynamics at home, there's certain dynamics around love around safety, around survival, around just being that you learned in that time. And so some of it, if you grew up in a household like me, where it's like where there's drama, you try to be the mediator or you try to be the joker. That is why you would feel unsafe. You would feel unsafe because your body is just signaling a remembrance, an echo of something from your past. So that's why certain situations you will feel like, this is hard, or this feels unsafe. Why do I feel unsafe? My body is cramping up. My body is responding here. And that's why it's so important to be in tune with your body, because your body is a manifestation of the reality of what's going in within, right? Of what's happening within, of what's happening. Your spirit is being rooted and integrated in this body. And so your body is sending you signals and telling you this is what's happening here. When your nervous system is out of whack, it's because like this is what's happening here. And so it takes time for the nervous system, it takes time for the physical body, which is dense, to recalibrate and to become in tune with the mind. And through meditation, you feel that synchronicity, you feel that connection, right? And it's only when you're facing real life and real people and real energies that you get to test out if those two are really connected. And so when you're facing these real life situations, these real life triggers, these real life dating challenges, relationship challenges, that's when you get to be like, oh, my body is talking to me and this is not for me, this is unsafe. That's when you you visualize your aura field. That's when you infuse energy into your solar plexus. That's when you release energy in your womb, your sacral chakra. That's when you root yourself through your feet, right? All these techniques that we learn when we're going through awakening, when we're researching how to feel better, when we're just trying to have a sense of peace, it's all meant to make you feel safe. It's all meant to have you connected with your inner being. It's all meant to tell you that you don't have to be drained, exhausted, and disconnected. You're allowed to go through this challenge and still feel connected to everything that is in alignment with your highest and greatest truth, your highest and greatest good. And you get to choose differently and reap the benefits of this new reality. So you get to create a new reality because of that echo. Hope that makes sense. Yeah. All right. Number 2. What did I first learn love was? I think this one it's a 2-part question. What did I first learn love was, and where did that definition come from? So for me, I want to share here. For me personally, I first learned that love was my parents. I was like, oh, these two are love. This is love. They tuck me into bed, they give me kisses, they feed me, they hug me, they play with me, they yell at me, they teach me how life works. This is what love was. They tell me they love me. This is love. They're love. My parents are love. And so I'm going to listen to them because they are love. And where did that definition come from? And it came from just them being there with me every day and being my foundation, being my surrounding, and then just keeping up a relationship with them. So some people keep up relationships that they say is not love, but what is it then? What is the energy and the intention behind that relationship? That's getting off. That's a side note, but we should define our relationships. We should be very aware of what we are embracing when we're getting into relationships with people. It's all types of relationships: colleagues, work relationships, health relationships, financial relationships, intimate relationships, and just the environment around you, right? Because it doesn't necessarily have to be family relationships. Some of us don't talk to family, right? And so it's not just that, but let's label and be aware of the energy behind these relationships. So what did I first learn love was? Ask yourself that question. What is love for me? What does love mean for me? What does love mean for everything that I do in my life? How does it impact my choices and decisions? Is it something that I actually value? Does it come into play when I make decisions? When I'm finding meaning behind my behavior? When I'm finding meaning behind what I do? What did I first learn love was? And where did that definition come from? Most of the time, obviously, it comes from when you're a child. But sometimes it's when you're older, when you have your first love, when you have, I don't know. I'm guessing first love. For most people, it's when they have their first love, when they have their first crush, when they have their first heartbreak, that they define what love means to them. So that's a simple one, right? That was a simple question for you guys. This one, me and my partner actually really dive deep into this one. Did love come from safety, survival, or guardianship? Because based on your definition of love from question 2, did you love your parents just because they were your guardians? Did you love your parents just because it meant that you would survive another day, and even if it was in fear, right? But it meant that you would survive another day? Or did you love your parents because there was warmth, there was safety, there was protection, there was guidance, there was education, there was training, there was an embodiment of what love, of the example of love, what love materially, tangibly rooted in this 3D world looked like? Where did love come from for you? So yeah, I really want you guys to take the time to sit with that one. Did love come from safety, survival, or guardianship? Because that would be the root of your love, right? And in some cases, when I do my program Rooted in Love, in some cases we have to uproot that teaching, that education, that indoctrination. That indoctrination. Because it doesn't serve you, and it doesn't serve your intentions and how you want to experience your dreams and how you want to experience this life. And so in that case, you really need to be clear on where love came from. For me, love came from guardianship. But as I grew to know my parents, especially for my dad, it changed because he wasn't around. And so it grew into safety, but because I could sense his presence even when he wasn't there, he left a mark on me, right? And a mark that made me feel safe, that made me feel like I could call him when I had questions, that made me feel like, although he's not the man that if a war broke out, he would defend me. Like, my dad's not that type of guy. He's just like, would run and be like, run. But there's a sense of safety in knowing that he would say at least run. Like, I know who he is, and I know what energy he brings forth, and I know how to receive his love wholeheartedly. Whereas my mom, it's really because she's my mom. I haven't learned the depth of who she is. I feel like she's such a complex being. There's so much power within her, but I feel like I can't touch that power or completely visualize and see that power because she won't share it with me wholeheartedly. And so I can't receive it wholeheartedly. And so it really comes from, oh, this is my mom. She's the woman that gave birth to me. She's the one that calls me, like we talk once in a while. We have some sort of relationship, but that relationship is built on what she is willing to give me without going too deep into her vulnerability. And I'm someone that really needs to understand the truth behind someone's energy, right? And since I can't gauge that completely, I can't receive love from her completely, and so I can't give love to her completely because I don't know how she receives that love. So we just have a more child-daughter relationship rather than divine spirit to divine spirit relationship. Although I always say that spirit to spirit, we'd be like, oh, wow, so that's what was going on. That's what was going on. Wow. And we would be more understanding of each other in the spiritual realm than in the physical realm. I wonder if that makes sense. But yeah, so that's for me and my parents. Me and my partner, it's, you choose your partner, right? You choose who you want to give yourself with to completely, and how you want to receive that love completely. And I have seen levels of him, phases of him, different versions of him in the last 11 years, right? 11 years? 12 years soon. 11 and a half years, we'll say. And because of that, I have been able to receive fully his love, and he's been able to receive fully my love, and we've been able to be vulnerable with each other and grow independently. We have never impeded on the other's mission or the other's view. We've come together and become complementary. on who we are and who we are becoming, and we're willing to keep going through that path together and see how we grow in relation to this experience here in the 3D realm, in the matrix, right? With the challenges, with the ease, with the miracles, with the choices, with everything that is thrown at us, understanding who we truly are and understanding who the other is, and embarking on that journey together. So where did love come from? And where is love going? Let's deepen that question. Where is love going? Number 4. What is my inner dialogue saying when love activates, and whose voice is it? So you guys know how they say that in our DNA, we basically have all the information on Earth since the beginning of time. We have all this information on there, right? And there's also this in epigenetics where they say there's what do they call it? Junk DNA, or 90% DNA is just junk DNA because they can't decipher it. But there's actually, it's like dark matter, right? 90% of the world is in dark matter, and they kind of say it's useless because they can't decipher it. But that is basically like everything is available to you, and the only way you have access to it is to activate it, right? And so in certain cases where I want to come up with an example for this. I have a good one. So my parents are separated, as you guys know, if you've been following from the beginning. And we were at IKEA, and we see this old couple. They're probably like in their 70s, 80s. And they're holding hands and they're laughing together. And my dad's like, oh, I hate seeing old couples because that's what I wanted for myself, right? And so seeing that couple activated love in him and his vision of love and his meaning of love today, right? What he had as a vision for love and what his meaning for love is today. And so it created this inner dialogue that he shared with me, like, oh, I hate seeing old couples because old couples remind me of what I wanted and what I failed at. And so that's his inner dialogue. I didn't ask him whose voice it is in, right? But that would be the question for you. When that inner dialogue happens, when you see two kids holding hands, or when you see people getting married, or when you watch a show. Watching a show is the best way to kind of decipher that, right? Like a romantic show. What is your reaction? What is your inner dialogue? Like, oh my gosh, that's cute. Oh, that's cringe. Oh, that's unrealistic. Oh, that's not possible. Oh, on TikTok, I love these things because on TikTok, there's these dialogues that always happen around love. And it's like, either it's all men cheat. And then there was this all men cheat. And this woman was like, I'm so sorry that is your reality, that there has never been a man who has fully committed to you. And so you now have this vision of men that they all cheat when that's not true. And that's not my reality. Whew, and I was like, girl, you said that so well. So well, because the way people experience reality is not everyone's reality. Not everyone is living the same things. And usually in your environment, you will surround yourself with people that you can relate to their experience, that it makes sense to you. For me, even with the people around me, I have always questioned the reality because I feel like by questioning the reality and by questioning my reality, I can see a deeper lining of, wow, this is actually rooted in and connected to this. And that can shift my perspective and open new doors for me, open new possibilities for me, open new ways of manifesting what I really want. And so I always go into the intention of, wow, why do they react like this? Why are they doing this? What is pushing them to be like this? And so that's what actually led me to being a coach so naturally. It's because I always had these questions about, why do humans do the things that they do? And so when you're having that inner dialogue with yourself, you catch it and you're like, wow, they are really cute together. I wish the best for them. Or men are trash. Whose voice are you hearing that in? For me, my mom always told us men are untrustable. And once in a while, I'm like, I hear that voice. Men are untrustable. And she has an accent. Men are untrustable. I hear it in her voice. I don't hear it in my voice. It's not my reality, because I don't think I've had an experience with a man where I can say men are untrustable. I can say men are sometimes pushed to this because they're not in control of their sexual urges. I can say men are sometimes put in a situation where they don't feel like they can be vulnerable, and so they find a way around that, so that they don't have to directly confront those emotions. But I wouldn't say men are untrustable. And so when you start deepening that conversation and understanding whose voice that comes into play, you can laugh it off. You can have fun with it. So let's go on to question 5. Can I hold truth and stay within myself while activated without deciding yet? And this one is such a powerful question because I'm getting comfortable here. Holding truth means staying present with, I am love warrior. There's people around me, they're yelling, they're chaotic, they're having a hard time, they're having challenges. Life isn't going exactly like I want. I didn't get my way in this situation, and for me personally, when I don't get my way, oh my gosh, it annoys me. I don't feel like doing anything, and so I need something to spark that, to re-spark my truth, right? So being able to sit down with your truth and be like, all this shit is going on around me. What do I want to do about this? And staying still and centered and not moving yet. Really, like, there's no physical movement. There's obviously energy moving within you because you need to get clear. And get clear means moving out of the way the things that don't serve you. And so there might be a lot going on in your mind. There might be a lot going on in your body. Like when you're detoxing, there's a lot going on in your stomach. There's a lot of inflammation that's getting clear. There's a lot of mucus that's releasing. And so once it settles and everything that doesn't serve is gone, that's when you feel like, that's when you feel the truth expanding within you. I am love warrior. That's when I feel it in my heart. That's when I feel it in my voice. That's when I feel it and I receive it in my breath. That's when the light, the bright light, the warmth that is associated to the feeling of being a love warrior, I can see it expanding all over me. That's when I feel connected. That's when I feel grounded in my truth. And that's when I can sit with it and know that no one can take this feeling away from me. No one can take this energy away from me. No one can take this decision away from me except for me. I am the only one that can take myself out of that. And I'm the only one that can put myself into that. And that also means that there's tools in the external world that can help me with that. There are resources in the external world that can help me with that. But it all happens inside of me. And so sitting with that truth that right now I am triggered as I'm triggered, I'm angry, I'm frustrated, I'm pissed. Let me get rid of this energy. Let me throw it out. Let me move it. Let me displace it. Okay, now that I've moved it, now that I've gotten rid of it, now that I've let go of what doesn't serve me. What do me need? What does me need? What does me need? Me needs this feeling to be all around me. to move all around me, to move with me, to be integrated into all aspects of my life. And so that's my journey right now. Blending this feeling inside of me into everything, infusing it into everything that I experience. When I pick covers, these covers make me feel like, wow, this is loving, this is intimate, this is empowering, this is connecting. When me and my husband sleep in this bed, we feel we can relax, we feel safe, we feel like we can bring more love into this room. When I pick this color, I feel connected. I feel in truth. I feel relaxed. I feel in love. I feel like a flower blooming. I feel like spring blossoming. And so infusing that into everything. When I look at my finances and when I look at how I receive money, wow, I feel so blessed. I feel like the universe appreciates me, and so I can appreciate the universe back and share this feeling of love. I feel like I can learn a new skill. That new skill for me personally right now is day trading. And through this, I get to multiply and have more time for myself and have more time for my family and integrate it into all aspects of my life. So that's what this question means. Can I hold truth and stay with myself even while activated by life, even while activated by conversations, even while activated by the shadow parts of myself, by the vulnerable parts of myself, by the frustrated parts of myself, without making a decision yet? Because we embody what we're feeling, right? We behave what we're feeling. And so when you decide, okay, let me postpone this, would you still make the same decision? Let me postpone this. Let me sit with this. Would you still make the same decision in the next minute? And so that's why that question, I feel, is a really important one on your journey, because it enables you to really question where your behavior and where your actions are coming from, and it creates space to hold all that you are and to let go of what you are not. Okay. So bringing it back to our main theme, which is, why do I feel unsafe even while healing? Because you are being activated in and triggered in all these things that are inside of your body. You learn to hold yourself. You learn to be invisible. You learn to be passive. You learn to be a comedian. And that isn't the truth of who you are. These are now tools that you can use to signal you, that you can use in your journey to better to manifest what it is that you want. You know that you can be funny when you're trying to land a client and make the client laugh, and you're like, oh, did it, and you make a joke, and there it is. It sparks something in their eyes. It sparks something in your eyes, and it makes you even more confident that, oh, I got this person. I know what I need to do next. You can use these as tools to break through into your truth and embody your truth. But they're not chains that hold you back anymore. They're no longer chains that hold you back. They're not the chains that hold you back anymore. They're not the chains that make you invisible. They're not the chains that make you allow you to receive less than you truly are. That allow you to tolerate shit that you would never tolerate if you were in your truth, if you were in confidence, if you were in your brilliance, being radiant, completely you. So why are you tolerating it? You're tolerating it because it's coming from that unsafe place that you want to recalibrate and make safe, because you know the outcome. You know, if I do this, this happens and I don't get punished. But you're actually punishing yourself by keeping that relationship going. And so when you're breaking free from it and you're healing from it and you're growing from it and you're developing your truth, those things are still going to come up and they're still going to feel unsafe because it's unsafe. It's actually an unsafe environment. That's actually the truth. It's unsafe. But You can feel safe in here, and you can make the decision that makes you feel the best you in that moment. You get to pick, whoa, this is not a good situation. How do I want to respond? How do I want to handle this? Let me postpone what I would originally do. I was clamping up. Let me relax. Clamping up doesn't actually help me. It just reinforces this feeling. Okay, let me release. And there's techniques to release, guys, because you don't want to be in a half release and a half aware, and you don't want to be in that alert mode, right? So there's ways, and if you need help with that, then connect with me, DM me, and we will find the appropriate program for you. But at the end of the day, it's you that is the author of your story. It's you that is the embodiment of your intentions. And if you don't claim the embodiment of what you want to live, what you want to experience, what you want to be your legacy, then the system, people, because people will label you, people will judge you, people will make you categorize you, they'll do that for you. They'll make you a part of their story. Or you'll be invisible in their story. You'll just be a character, not even a side character. You'll be like, and the last person in the end credits type of character. And so it's up to you what type of life you want to live. You don't have to live a flamboyant life just because somebody said, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful. You need to do this. You need to be like this. When you just want a peaceful life. You just want to drink your water, go for walks, and smile at the sun. That's what you want. That's what empowers you. That's what keeps your radiance so vibrant. Then that's what you pick. Even if you choose to ignore, we were talking about with my partner how, why is it that we always have to validate people's feelings? Why is it that we have to acknowledge people even when we're not in the mood to? Like, I don't have to say hi to you every time I come into a room, especially if we live together, right? We know that the other is there. We're aware that there's another person there, and it doesn't mean that I love you any less if I don't validate your presence every time. And he said, because some people need to speak to feel like they exist. He got a quote from somewhere like that. And so they need to feel validated to feel like they exist. But you exist. You don't just disappear just because I haven't validated you. You don't just disappear because your parents haven't validated you. You don't just disappear because your significant other hasn't validated you. You exist. You are truth. You are that manifestation. You are that embodiment of what you actually believe, right? And it's only when you allow others to take your power away that you're silencing your existence, that you're silencing your truth, that you're silencing your power, and then are you really existing, right? That's when you're actually looking for people to validate you, to say you exist, because you're unsure that you exist, right? And so all this to go back to connect to the truth of what's going on within you, center yourself, and allow yourself to bloom. Allow yourself to embody and grow your authority in your life. And if you need help with that, then I am here to help you with that. And you just need to DM me, email me, or call me. So I will see you in the next video, guys.